So here we go. We got some water running on the beans. Does that look refreshing, especially when it's like 100 degrees out? So I started this last night. This is my first set. There's the well down here where that red tank is. I'm all the way over here. So what I did, I didn't get everything staked. And I don't mean like a juicy prime rib. I mean I got to go set stakes in the ground for like the end plugs down here at this end. And then also right here. This guy needs a nice juicy stake put in it because this goes uphill and it kind of goes up and around, so it creates a lot of pressure right at this point. So I have to shove this in the ground. That brings me to my next point, this pipe going up and down and around. I get asked the question a lot, why don't we use poly pipe on our farm? First and foremost, all this pipe has already been bought and paid for, and it's kind of set for these fields. And plus, a lot of these fields that we have pipe on are rented. So it's purchased by, or it has been purchased by the landlord. And a lot of this stuff is probably my age or if not older. It's been around for a long time. The only thing you do to it is you throw a gasket in the bell, and then the bell end, I should say. And then these gates can be replaced and have been replaced. And then you usually have pretty decent pipe, unless if you hit it. So it's lasted a long time. Another thing like this instance right here where it can develop a lot of pressure, I'm not sure, and you can quote me if I'm wrong, but this field's probably got a 15-foot push all the way to the end uphill when it's at its peak. And I don't think poly pipe can do that well, where I can adjust these gates a lot easier. Because with poly pipe, I think you go along and you punch holes in it with a little hole puncher that's set to size, which I think would work great for things like pivot corners that are like single runs or double runs, meaning you only have one or two sets. But like this field, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sets, which isn't, maybe 6 or 7, depending on what you want to do. So there's just different things you got to do. But like if you had a set where you just have 1 or 2 runs and you're flat and level, I think that poly pipe would probably work really well. Plus you don't have to have, I think you can lay it out and just pile a little bit of dirt on it here and there so it doesn't blow away. Poly pipe's like a flimsy wrap almost that it just lays out in a tube, and when you put water to it, it fills up and you have your preset holes that you've done at the beginning of the year. So, well, I'm talking too much. Let's go put some juicy steaks in. Looks like my gaskets got spread out. What stinks is on these hot days is everything's like the temperature of the sun. Hot. Cap, where are you? There's one there, but I thought I had a regular one. You're a 4-valve. Thought I had an end cap somewhere, like a regular 8-inch, not a reduced down one. Do not see one. So this one is the one we're using. Hot. hot. You know, guys should get gloves or something if he was smart. Let's get you guys set up for a sweet camera angle, or just a camera angle in general. So I'm gonna go back to those flip valves, flip one of the valves. That way we can send the water this way. Then I'll have to shut off those gates. So it'll build up pressure down here. And hopefully we can organize some chaos down here. So I have this flip valve halfway in between those flip valves and that. Since this goes downhill that way, sometimes it's nice to be able to back it up so we're not losing so much water this way if I need to. But the only thing is I can never remember, one of these flip valves is backwards to me. Like that should be open, but if I remember right, one of them is backwards and that could be closed. So we'll have to see. It's gonna close it from going up this hill, which it's actually okay if it does because it's gonna build up pressure anyway. But yeah, okay, that's what I'm doing, okay? So I'm just gonna go shut these gates off. I'll catch you back here when I get these shut. Okay, so we got gate shut off. Now we'll go see what chaos waits us over here. Usually you'll have a gate broke out or some kind of disaster going on, but we'll check it out, see what we got. Make sure that valve's maybe open. So you can see we got a few gates that are open just from last year. You can see right there. But me and my infinite wisdom feel like that valve is going to be closed as much pressure as we got right here now. I kind of want to get these rows through the first time, and then the second time I'll probably be able to run this all in one set actually. But I'm going to run this in two just so I can kind of give it a shove through. So I'm going to start here, and then tomorrow I'll open this valve and finish the rest. Go from there. I just need to make sure I'm on the row though. Because when I irrigate, I go every other row most of the time. Like I'll run this one, skip, run, because you're still getting the root zone of both plants. And you get over it a little bit quicker. If you want a really good soak, you can go down every row. Just kind of depends on what you want to do. We get a lot of crap coming down these. Just gonna double check things and make sure they're going down the right row, and then call it good for now. 10-4. I got to just change some oil. Nothing major going on here, so don't get all excited. But this is its first oil change. Polaris 570. I had a Yamaha last time, for those of you who know. Kind of the reason I went back to the Polaris was just availability. I get along good with both four-wheelers. I guess if you're looking for my take on them, this one by far is smoother, more powerful riding. But the Yamaha is probably more durable and, well, yeah, just more durable. And, you know, it gets along, even though this might have more height and stuff to it. I don't know, for some reason it still got around just as good probably in places as this one did. And the reason why I've kind of stuck with these two, we do have a Honda dealership, which Honda I think is probably one of the most longest lasting ones. It's just they're not as, I like the belt drive, just the automatics of them. And I know Honda makes them now, but I just kind of got stuck on these, and these are easily trade-inable. You can trade these for back and forth because the dealers are kind of usually the same people. So I get along with that. So that's kind of why I'm stuck on Yamaha and and Polaris. It's just this time, Yamaha, I wasn't guaranteed this, if I would even get a four-wheeler this spring. Hence why I went back with the Polaris. So nope, just changing it. This is a 570. My last Yamaha was a Kodiak 450. Really liked it. I like the size of that one a little better because it's a little smaller. This one's a little bit bigger, but it, like I said, it does ride smoother. So there's give and takes to everything. Okay guys, so this is by no means a how-to video. I'm just a farmer changing oil in his four-wheeler. So don't follow my directions, I'm just getting it done. Your filter. Guess let's see if I can reset this before I, yeah, I think it can go up to 50 if I'm not mistaken. Don't want to do that. So I wonder if that resets it then. By the way, on the last video, buddy of mine figured out what that code was. I have a brake light sensor switch that's bad, like my brake lights are always on. So someday I'll have to get that fixed or just check it out in general, but it's kind of one of those things. This time of year, if it fits, if it works, it's gonna twerk. Does that work? I don't, stop. All right, let's get out of here. I gotta go eat lunch. So good morning, we're out here on one of my other gravity fields that's on beans. These were replanted. They look good, they're just a little bit behind, but there's some of our better looking beans this year. Kind of goofy out. I'm out here irrigating. I'm guessing we got 60 hundreds here. We call it hundreds in Nebraska. So for you Iowans or I-staters, that's 6/10, especially my father-in-law. But no, the reason why I'm trying to keep watering though is we're in peak water use right now. Even though it's wet out, kind of makes it fun to walk through. I haven't been over this field yet, so I'm gonna try to get over that because this field here shares the same well as that cornfield over there, and I need to get back over there because it's tasseling, you know, and it's going to start filling out that ear, and it's in peak water use. Where beans, this needs water. It's just August is kind of when beans really use it. They need some now, but August is where you kind of like to pour the coals to it on beans. So yeah, it's a beautiful morning though. It's bound to get hot again though. We've had, just seeing some light showers still roll through here in the thunder roll. But I'll get back to it. I'll probably fall in the mud. I'll let you know if I do. Well, what do we got here? Well, that's exciting. Somehow it shoved corn stalks. Never seen it quite do that. Interesting. Guessing that rose through. So I'm hoping I don't have any broke out gates because I forgot my gates back at the pickup. But if I remember right, there's probably a few out here. That'll probably be good for this set. It'll leak a little bit. I'll just divert it down a row and then fix it on the next run so I don't have to go shut off the well. That's if everything works out. We'll see. I'm gonna go try to get this set. The only bad thing is it took out my back berm. I'll go do some investigating. little thunder action. So this time of year, a lot of my fields that I'm irrigating, I'm the further south ones, are pollinating right now. What happens is these tassels shoot out, and as you can see, those little things dangling there are pollen. They'll soon drop down or have already dropped down. So you can see this guy is a clear silk, so he's in the process of pollinating, where some of these are starting to turn brown that are finishing up pollinating. So when you see a brown silk, that means it's kind of wrapping up. Whenever you're in the open, these end rows will receive more sunlight, and usually your bigger corn ears will be in the open, kind of on an end row. But like you get further back in there, there'll be probably a skosh behind or a little bit smaller, because these are a little more competition for sunlight. That's where your top leaves are kind of your most important leaves on a corn plant, just because they're the ones that are capturing the most sunlight and bringing it down, adding that energy and putting it into the ear. If you've been following me on Instagram, I kind of posted some pictures or videos of airplanes on the stories deal. What we've been having to start to spray for is insecticide, and that's for western bean cutworm. There are little things, I don't know if I'll be able to find a picture here, but they'll lay eggs on the leaves, and then they'll come down, they'll hatch, and then they'll start eating the silks and stuff. So you gotta spray, you gotta get a timely spraying in them. And so our agronomist will go around and make recommendations on thresholds. I can't remember what percentage of it, if it was 8-10%. Anyway, he would just make a list for us on which fields and when to spray them. We've had a few fields we've had to spray for western bean cutworm, so those planes have been going out and spraying them. Also, some of them we would put a fungicide in and try to do some trials with those as well, just to kind of see if there's any boost this year from fungicides, and that's kind of what we're trying to do now. That's something that's going on. I think I'll wrap it up here, folks, for this video. I really appreciate you watching. Yeah, please ask questions if you have any. That's what I'm trying to do this for, is just so help you guys kind of understand what we're doing around the farm. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.